no more. Verse 26, but shall minister Aleph with their brethren in the tabernacle of the assembly to guard the watch, and shall do no service. Thus shall you do unto the Leviim, touching their charge. Chapter 9. And Yahuwah spoke unto El Moshe in the wilderness of Sinai in the first month of the second year, after they were come out of the land of Mitzrayim, saying, let the children of Yashar also keep Aleph the Pekah, the Passover, at his appointed time. Notice, second year after they had come out of the land of Mitzrayim. So at the beginning of their second year, Yahuwah told them, let the children of Yashar also keep the Pekah at his appointed time. In the 14th day of this month at evening, you shall keep it in his appointed time, according to all the rites of it, and according to all the ceremonies thereof, shall ye keep it. Now, they weren't in their land yet, were they?
No.
This is only the second year from leaving Mitzrayim. So they weren't in their land yet. They weren't in the promised land yet. But they were still ordered by Yahuwah to keep the Passover. Important to note. Okay. And they kept Aleph the Pekah, on the 14th day of the first month at evening in the wilderness of Sinai, according to all that Yahuwah commanded Aleph Moshe. So did the children of Yashar. And there were certain men who were defiled by the dead body of a man, that they could not keep the Pekah on that day. And they came before Moshe and before Aharon on that day. And those men said unto him, we are defiled by the dead body of a man. Wherefore we are kept back, that we may not offer Aleph an offering of Yahuwah in his appointed season among the children of Yashar. And Moshe said unto them, stand still, and I will hear what Yahuwah will command concerning you. And Yahuwah spoke unto Moshe, saying, speak unto the children of Yashar, saying, if any man of you or of your posterity shall be unclean by reason of a dead body, or be in a journey afar off, yet he shall keep the Pekah unto Yahuwah. So even if you're defiled because you have, by reason of a dead body, or even if you're in a journey afar off, afar off is what it says, yet he shall keep the Pesach unto Yahuwah. Verse 11, the 14th day of the second month at evening they shall keep it, and eat it with matzah and bitter herbs. They shall leave none of it until the morning, nor break any bone of it, according to all the ordinances of the Pesach. They shall keep it. But the man that is clean and is not in a journey, and forbears to keep the Pesach, even the same soul shall be cut off from among his people, because he brought not the offering of Yahuwah in his appointed season. That man shall bear his sin. So we see that it's important to keep the Pesach, whether we're on a journey, whether we've been defiled because of a dead body. It's important to keep the Pesach at its appointed time. Otherwise, Scripture says that man shall bear his sin. Okay? Does everybody understand that? We're all on the same page? Everybody understood what I just said? I only heard one person respond.
The Passover.
Meaning the Passover. It's important to keep the Passover. Okay.
In our land of captivity is so important.
Right. Even here in our land of captivity. And if a stranger, verse 14, shall sojourn among you and will keep the Pesach unto Yahuwah, according to the ordinance of the Pesach and according to the manner thereof, so shall he do. Ye shall have one ordinance, both for the stranger and for him that was born in the land. One ordinance, one law, both for the stranger and for him that was born in the land. Verse 15. And on the day that Aleph, the tabernacle, was reared up, the cloud covered Aleph, the tabernacle, namely the tent of the testimony. And that evening, there was upon the tabernacle, as it were, the appearance of fire until the morning. What's another name for the tabernacle when they were in the wilderness? Mishkan. Hallelujah. Somebody's paying attention. Okay, the Mishkan. And there was the cloud that covered the tabernacle, the tent of the testimony. What was in the tent of the testimony? I'm sorry, can you say that louder? Okay, the laws were there. You said the covenant, the Ark of the Covenant was there.
The showbread, the menorah.
The showbread, the menorah. What else that might be really important? Well, they were there too.
The holies of holies.
What was in the Holy of Holies?
Yahuwah's ruach, his presence, his esteem.
Yahuwah's presence, his esteem. That was what all of this stuff is there for. Yahuwah's presence, his esteem. Hallelujah. So we took our culture and our Loa everywhere we went. We were in the wilderness, he was with us. We were on a long journey, he was with us. Wherever we were as his people, he was with us. And in the wilderness, he led them by his presence of what the scripture referred to as the messenger of Yahuwah. We'll get to that later on. We're going to come to that. Okay? So it was always. The cloud covered it by day, and the appearance of fire by night. And when the cloud was taken up from the tabernacle, then after that, the children of Yashar'el journeyed. when the cloud was taken up from the tabernacle. When Yahuwah says, move, you move. They had a visible sign of when to follow. Well, as long as that cloud rested there, they did not move. We're going to get to that. Okay? When the cloud was taken up from the tabernacle, then after that, the children of Yasha'el journeyed, and in the place where the cloud abode, there the children of Yasha'el pitched their tents. At the commandment of Yahuwah, the children of Yasha'el journeyed, and at the commandment of Yahuwah, they pitched their camp. They pitched. As long as the cloud abode upon the tabernacle, they rested in their tents.
Is this speak up so I can hear you online?
So if they saw this during their journey, the 40-year journey, how could they still rebel after seeing such a beautiful thing?
How could,
it's just a shame.
you know, I can only answer that question with a question. How could they build a golden calf after Yahuwah delivered them from Mitzrayim? Just because Moshe went up the mountain, was that a reason for them to deviate from what they knew to do? No. But the scripture says we were a stiff-necked and hard-hearted people. In other words, we were stubborn, and we still are today. We want what we want. That's the flesh at enmity against the Ruach. We want to do what we want to do. But this is where we have to submit to Yahuwah. Mashiach did it. He said, not my will, but thine will be done. If it be possible for this cup to pass from me. But nevertheless, not my will, but thine will be done. So that's Mashiach's example to us. So even today, it's not about what we want. It's never been about what we want. It's always been about what he wants. That's why the dietary laws, that's why the ordinance, that's why Shabbat is Kodesh or holy. It's about what he wants. And even he chose us from among all people to give his Torah to us. He chose us as a nation. From among all the nations, he chose us. It's about, it's always been about what he wants. Okay? And so, we're just a stiff-necked and hard-hearted people. And we have to understand that because our ancestors chose to walk contrary unto Yahuwah, that wasn't a good choice, but yet they chose it, and then he chose to walk contrary unto them. And here we are today in the land of our captivity because we wouldn't choose life. He gave us the options of the blessings or the curses, and we didn't choose the blessing because we didn't keep the covenant. It's on the surface of it, it might seem hard to understand, but when you get right down to it, it's pretty simple. We weren't obedient. And that's anything that you do, like what they did with the calf, was in disobedience. Okay? So, yes, they had the signs right before them. They had the cloud. They had the pillar of fire. And yet and still, they chose to make bad decisions. And that's, you know, I just got to pause here and say that it's like that for a lot of us today. We see the signs of what he's done for us. We know when he's saved our life. We know when he's really blessed us. And yet some of us refuse still to come to walk in the knowledge of the truth. We still want to find ourselves in denial of the truth and operating in a lie. And so many of our people are stuck at that stumbling block even today. Let's move on. I mean, this was pretty cut and dry. And when the cloud was taken up from the tabernacle, then after that the children of Yeshayah journeyed. And in the place where the cloud abode, there the children of Yeshayah pitched their tents. At the commandment of Yahuwah, the children of Yeshayah journeyed, and at the commandment of Yahuwah, they pitched. As long as the cloud abode on the tabernacle, they rested in the tents. And when the cloud tarried long upon the tabernacle, many days, then the children of Yashar did guard Aleph, the watch of Yahuwah, and journeyed not. And so it was, when the cloud was a few days upon the tabernacle, according to the commandment of Yahuwah, they abode in their tents, and according to the commandment of Yahuwah, they journeyed. And so it was, when the cloud abode from the evening unto the morning, and that the cloud was taken up in the morning, then they journeyed. Whether it was by day or by night that the cloud was taken up. So it wasn't always in the daytime. Whether it was by day or by night. When that cloud was taken up, they knew it was time to break camp and go. Okay? They can't get much simpler than that. So, verse 22. Or whether it were 2 days, or a month, or a year. Let that sink in for a minute. Or whether it were 2 days, or a month, or a year that the cloud tarried upon the tabernacle, remaining thereon. The children of Yashar abode in their tents and journeyed not. So if it stayed in this place for a year, they didn't move. But when it was taken up, they journeyed. Verse 23. At the commandment of Yahuwah, they rested in the tents, and at the commandment of Yahuwah, they journeyed. They guarded Aleph, the watch of Yahuwah, at the commandment of Yahuwah by the hand of Moshe. Chapter 10. And Yahuwah spoke unto Moshe, saying, make you 2 trumpets of silver, of a whole piece you shall make them, that you may use them for the calling of the assembly, and for the journeying of the camps. The journeying of Aleph, the camps. So they were supposed to use these 2 trumpets for the calling of the assembly. When they heard the trumpet, there was a certain way they blew it. They knew it was time to assemble. And then there was another way that they blew it. They knew that it was time to journey. And when they shall blow with them, of